Good morning, everyone. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great. Hi, my name is Vinny Joseph Thomas. I'm the National Sales Manager with Edunex Technologies. And thank you very much to all to join this session and the webinar on how to maximize the fees collection while using the e-learning option, what we have given. So as we see that in today's time, it's a tough time for all and everyone is dealing with it. And this situation has taught us how we have transformed the classroom education into the online education or digital education. And everyone, every teacher, the school management, everyone has contributed, even the parents, they are also coping up with this, wherein the digital form of education, the classroom education, what we were getting in the classes, now it's been transformed to the online education. And there are various tools which everyone is using to impart the education in various ways. Some of them are using Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, other various platforms to deliver the classes. However, we got to, as an expert into this industry, as a digital expert, we have, consulted many schools. Based on that, we have evaluated and we have come up with a product wherein it's not just catering the need, just limited to the online classes. However, we have gone ahead and taken care because online classes is only one part of education which we are imparting. There are many other things which we need to do. And using various platforms like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, the parents, the teachers, everyone has to use three different platforms to deliver a particular task to a particular child. However, it's like Google Meet and Microsoft Team you might be using for delivering an online lectures. Some of you might be using Google Meet or Microsoft Team for sharing the contents or conducting an online examination. But again, to create the report cards or to create an analysis, you need to use the software which you're working, the Agenix platform, to do that task also. So what we have seen as a parent, I am also a parent, I have two kids. I see that it's a difficult task for a parent, first of all, to manage two or three different applications. Secondly, as a parent, I need a hassle-free application which gives me all. So as a Agenix platform, we have integrated Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and Zoom into one platform wherein the video classrooms are integrated, wherein they do not have to go and create the particular classes while using the other application. This is one application which has been used. As a thought of a parent is aware and they say that Google Meet, Microsoft Team, and Zoom, other platforms are a free platforms which has been used to deliver the classes. But what happens? School is putting each and every effort, teachers are putting each and every effort in order to deliver those classes. But as a mindset of a parent, they see it as a free platform. However, while using Edunix technology, Edunix application, it is a one-stop solution wherein the classes have been scheduled from the single application. The examination has been done on the single application. The evaluation of the task has been done from a single application. So how it helps for a teacher? I'll be coming to the aspects of how it ensures the fees collection, but first of all, we need to know what all aspects we are covering in here. As a teacher, you no need to go to Google Meet or Microsoft Team to schedule a class. We'll start from there. You can schedule a class from the Edunix application. You can schedule it. You can send the schedule to the particular child. No need of sharing the links on other platforms of WhatsApp or any other messenger platforms. The join link is going to the student. So that link encryption is maintained. No sharing of link is there within the children. Teacher is also doing the job or the task hassle-free. They do not have to, shuffle or hover between different applications. Their task is easy. Why? Once a particular child joins, they have an attendance report, which all child have joined in. They can see not even just an attendance report. If you want to see class-wise attendance also, that option is also available. So you can see the particular child who is joining. You can have an analytic at the day end or at the month end, which you can share with the parents, that your particular child, your ward has joined these many classes in these many days, and what is overall time they have spent on the classes. That is one thing. Secondly, resource sharing. Now resources have been shared on different platforms. Some are using WhatsApp, some are using other platforms. But what happens is when you're using the other platforms while sharing the resources, be it be the videos which you have recorded, be it be the referential videos of YouTube, be it be the PDF files, PPTs, or Word documents or PDF documents, which you are sharing with the children. If you're sharing it on WhatsApp, for example, you are sharing it one time, they will view it. After that, if they have to view that particular content again, they have to search on WhatsApp. They have to scroll up and down to search for that particular content, what was being shared by the teacher. However, in our platform, we have an e-content module, e-content feature, wherein you can see that against what topic, what particular content was shared, be it be video, be it be PDF or any other document. Date wise, you would be able to see, topic wise, you will be able to see. Not only that, the children can view it anytime. It's an e-resource library for you, which is on the Edunix platform. What is the benefit of that? The benefit of that is that the parents or the students, they do not have to search for it and waste their time. As a teacher, as the management, you know what all content have been uploaded for a particular class, how many e-resources have been uploaded, and what is the status of your e-library class-wise. That you can see on the dashboard itself. Not only that, you also can see the resource view by the child, on what date and what time a particular child has seen the resources. Some of our schools, they are doing in, they have given the weightages of this e-content in e-resources, what has been shared with the children. And based on their view, they have given some weightages on their, for the examination sort of thing. What happens is, if you're sharing a resource, some of the children are not viewing it. So they are not getting that particular marks or weightage for that particular section. So it gives, it isn't mandate thing for a student. You can inform them in advance that this is something which you have to view, and you have the view report which you can take print out from the system itself. Not only that, you can conduct the online examination or online test for that topic what you have taught. The sequence goes like this. First, you have conducted a particular topic, a video class for a particular topic. Once you have taught that, you are sharing the e-resources with a child. That's the second step for that particular topic itself. Thirdly, after sharing that e-resource, on the next day, you're conducting a topic-wise examination, or you can share the homework related to that topic from that channel. And you can see in the e-resource, you will be will be showing you the system also where you can see those options. In that, you have topic-wise or chapter-wise what all resource has been shared, what all homework has been shared, what all test has been conducted, and what all marks have been saved. So that trail you can see at one place without searching for it. That is class-wise, section-wise, teacher-wise, you have that permission and access which you can do. So what ensures here is that a particular child or a parent is depending on this particular application which is being given by the school to them. They do not depend on any other application. Only Google Meet and Microsoft Teams is the platform wherein they are just visiting for the online classes. They're just doing the online classes over there. Apart from that, each and every task, each and everything would be done from the application. The mobile application view is there, the portal or the web browser view is there for the parents and the students. They can go and they can see it there. So the dependability, when the dependability comes on the application which has been shared by the school, definitely they are liable for something. Because most of the parents says, my colleagues are there and fellow parents are there from the school. They say that if the school is using a free platform, why they are asking money from us? It's not that, they hesitate to pay the fees. But when it comes to a platform wherein a school is investing something into it and they are using it thoroughly, properly, then the liability for the parents is there. Yes, the school is taking an initiative to provide the best of the education to the children in this manner, and the resources have been shared, it has been kept there so that the children can revisit those resources at the time of the examination, what was taught, what was there, because other platforms might not give them the accessibility to view those resources again and again. Not only the particular resources which we're talking about, they have an option of submitting the homework which has been given to them. They can complete their homework, they can write it down, they can click a photograph, they can upload it. And what's the benefit for the teachers? As a teacher, you do not have to check the homework student wise by asking them, have you completed your homework or the task which we have given you? You have the report of the submission of the homework which you can get from the system itself. You can see the students who have joined the classes subject wise, session wise. You can see how many children have joined the classes. So by that you can see the seriousness of the children. Now one more point of view comes for a principal or the management. How it happens is, when a class is conducted in a normal scenario, when a school is active, when the classroom is full with children, teacher is teaching, the principal also have a task wherein they go for a round and they enter into each and every classroom. They see the decorum of the class, how the teacher is teaching and how the children are behaving. So that happens in a physical classroom. But we have also given that option into a virtual classroom. Principal dashboard we have given, in that they can see which all live classes are conducted today. Any of the class principal wish to visit, they have to just click and join that particular class. They can come in, they can say hello to the teacher, hello to the children, because most of the time parents are sitting near to a child when a class is going on. So when they see the principal is also walking in into the class, they see that the seriousness is there from the school end. It's not just a class which is going, it is a serious school which is running, and it is going on from the school side. They are putting their best of the efforts. However, parents see that it is just like that online classroom and something like that, they don't take it seriously. But when this happens, when the principal is coming into the classroom and saying hello to the children, the seriousness is there among the teachers and among the children. How it ensures more things, because when we talk about the analytics, you have an analytics that a particular feasibility of a software which you're using currently, be it be conducting the online sessions, be it be sharing the resources, be it be sharing the homeworks, be it be sharing the contents which you are doing it. So all these factors you can see at one place. The feasibility and the reliability of the software is there, by which you would be able to know the usage of the software, how it has been used properly. On the other hand, when you're sharing, the parents are also having a dashboard in which they can see that today's how many classes have happened on a daily basis. They can also see how many resources have been shared on a daily basis. So actually, the parent on the other side sees the effort which has been put by the teachers, by the school, in order to teach their particular child. Now, once the difficult task comes, when the examinations are going to happen. When the examinations are going to happen, the teachers are preparing the questions for the class wise and section wise. You have to prepare the questions. Then you have to prepare the online examination. So we have given an option of online examination both ways, which is objective and subjective. No other platform is required on that, because if you are conducting the examinations on other platforms, there are few hassles. Other platforms, applications you have to use, that is one thing. Secondly, you have to correct the particular answers by using the other platform tools, or you have to take out the printout, then correct it. Then manually you have to feed the particular marks in the software. Then you are able to create the report cards from the system. So that's an hassle. Every teachers which we have interacted, for them it is an hassle. But here what we are doing, from the single platform, you're conducting an online examination. Objective and subjective objectives have been corrected automatically because the right answer is already feeded. Subjective one, children have options of submitting in it two ways. One is they can type in if you're giving permission for that. The second is they can write it on their notebooks. They can click a photograph and they can upload. They can upload for one answer, they can upload 4 or 5 attachments. The good part is that teachers have an annotation tool by which they can correct their answer sheets on the device itself. They do not have to take the printout. They can correct it there. Once they correct it, they save it, they publish it. The children, if you want to show to the children or the parents, they can see both the images. One is what they have submitted, and the second is what has been corrected. So by which the parents would also know that what all tools you are using in order to deliver the classes or in order to conduct an examination. Now, good part is the moment you correct it, you are giving the desired marks for that particular answer, partially corrected or incorrect answer or correct answer. Based on that, you're giving them 1 mark, 2 mark, 2.5, 3, whatever mark you're giving it to them, you're saving it in the system. You do not have to write it or type it. We have given an option of synchronizing with the report card module. Once all your tests and examinations are done, you can synchronize it with the report card module, and automatically the marks which you have entered here in e-learning module, it has been saved in the report card module, by which you can generate a report card from the system itself. Now comes how it is going to make a school, how it is going to make this tool ensuring the collections. We have few options requested by few of our schools. One is there are a lot many defaulters in the schools, and defaulters are there at this time. Some are genuinely defaulters. Some do not make a payment because they're not willing to. So many categories of defaulters are there. School management and principal might know that. So how to take care of them? We have given an option in our software. One is automated defaulter alerts and messages are going from the system. That is one, which means you do not have to send the defaulter messages manually. You are setting up a date. For example, 10th is the due date or the date of the fees to submit. After 10th, the late fee would be applied. On the 11th, you have made you have given a command to the system. On the 11th, a defaulter message has to go to all the students who are defaulting, who have not paid the fees. On the 12th also, you have made a defaulter message. So reminders, we have set it for example, 5 different dates. On the 11th, one reminder is going. On 12th, one reminder is going. 13th, 14th, and 15th. The system will ensure that the alerts and the messages are going to the parents automatically, that to personalized messages with the name of the child, name of the father, their class, which installment is due, with what amount is due. And for example, on 11th, if someone has paid, the system will be sending on the next day to the children who are defaulted, not to the children who have paid on 11th. So that automated way of sending the alerts for the defaulters is happening here. That is one. End of the day, the management is getting an alert automatically on their emails, the MIS report you're receiving. What is the collection done for today? In different modes, be it be online collection, be it be bank collection, be it be counter collection, if you're collecting it on school. So you have a report. Second way of ensuring collection is the children have the mobile application. Now, some of the schools have said that we are not receiving the payments, so we do not have any other options. So we have to take different steps in order to collect the fees. In that, we have an option of, if they are a defaulter, we can block their mobile application. Only the fees option would be coming. The moment they are making the fees, then only they would be able to see other features of the mobile application. So we have that option with us. You can enable that option, and the children who are defaulters, they won't be able to join any class. They won't be able to see any of the e-resources which has been shared by the school. They will not ensure, they cannot see any attendance. Only the fee tab would be there. The moment they are making the payment, automatically they would be able to view other options also. That is the second option which we have. Third option is, some of the schools says that we cannot stop their classes. We cannot, do that. So we have third option in our system, wherein once the examination is done, report card publishing to those children would not be done who have not made the fees. You would not publish the report card to them. They cannot see the marks, what they have procured, and the payment collection. Once they do it, they would be able to see the report card. So that option is also integrated. Other type of options are there. If you just want to show the marks but not the report card, that option is also, that possibility is also there. So those factors we have integrated in our system. So the whole mindset here is to give the proper and best education which you are ensuring while the regular school was going on, and you are maintaining that decorum, you are maintaining that quality. Every teacher, every principal is putting in best of their effort to give the right. The seriousness of the particular classroom has been maintained, while different options which we have given to the principal, wherein they can barge into any of the classrooms direct without any approval. The teachers are doing their task efficiently because they do not have to switch to different applications. They do not have to do their work repeatedly. They do not have to maintain the attendance manually. Everything is being done by the system. The parents on the other side would see that their child is busy in doing the task. They are busy in doing the homework because the homework has been monitored by the teacher. It's not that four people homework you have seen who has done the homework, everyone raises their hand. Then you do not have a time to check the homework in an online classroom because it's a 40-minute class. You cannot make sure that you are checking the homeworks, but you are getting a report which all students have submitted it. So when there is a check, the child is tend to complete their homework on time and submit it because other children are doing, and if their names are being called, then it's an embarrassment for them. So child will ensure they are completing the homework on time. Also, not only the homework, when the online examination has been conducted, so we have given various other different tools to the options to the teachers. If any technical glitch is there and there is a 1 hour examination, 10 minutes, some technical problem is there, the network is not there, because of which 10 minutes is wasted. So you can increase the time of the examination also while the examination has been conducted. At one time, you can conduct the examination for whole school. The server capacity is huge. It can accommodate each and every child for that without giving any error. So that is there. The examination answer sheets which they have written and submitted, that will remain there. You do not have to delete it. That particular thing remains there. And accessibility is easy because every teacher will be mapped to their own classes. You would be mapped to their own classes or the subjects which you are teaching. The principal and the management have an access of viewing it all. Which teacher has conducted the examination, which class has completed their task, what is the homework status, how many of the classes have which all e-resources, the dashboards you would be seeing it, right? Right. So what happens is the sharing is easy, conduction of examination is easy, attendance marking is easy. I can see few hands, but what you can do is you can type in your questions in the chat box, and because the time is limited for us, we'll make sure that we will be answering those, because the other people who are connected with you, we will be getting back to you on the answers for the questions which you have right now, and we will be addressing those also. But just let us just finish up with this particular thing. What we will do is, currently we just have a small poll. After this, a small poll is there. I request you all to complete that poll, answer few things just for our knowledge. We just want to understand that how many people have logged in and what all they are using currently. That is one. After the poll, I have Mr. Shubhankar Pathak with me. He is the general manager with us. So he will be just taking you through the e-learning module, what all facilities which we have there, just showing you the glimpse of it, how it is going to help. Everything which I have talked, he'll be showing those options there, right? And after that, if we have time, we will be addressing to some of the questions also, right?
So everyone will request you all to take this poll.
So the question first we have, are you using eConnect for online classes? The eConnect is the option which we have provided. So, are you using online assessment through EduNext? You can answer that. Online assessment, online examination, online test, online quiz. Are you using EduNext platform for resource sharing? Resource sharing is your any of the videos, audios, PDF files, any of the documents which you're sharing with the children, a additional tool for them to learn. As I said earlier, also, if you have any question, you can mention that on the chat box and we will be getting back to you. Mention that on the chat box with the name of your school so that we can get back to you on your question. Because we have somewhere around 650 participants, so it won't be possible for taking the question and answers here. Are you sharing e-resources of homework through EduNext? I would request my support team people just to see the chat box and see which all schools have questions so that they can address, they can note it down, and we can address their questions also. Note down the names of people who have raised their hands, and people who have questions kindly write down on the chat box with the name of their school so that we can get back to you with the answers. Abhishek, I guess this is the last question.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. So the poll has been done. Now over to Mr. Shubhankar Pathak. He will be just giving you the overview of our e-learning module, and the things which I have spoken, he'll be just showing you how it looks like. Thank you. Shubhankar, please.
Thank you, Vanessa, for the opportunity. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Shubhankar Pathak. I am GM Marketing in Edunext Technologies. First of all, I would pray that each and every one of you is safe and healthy in this current scenario, what is going on. Now, the purpose of this particular presentation, which I'm going to share with you all, is that just to make you understand like what all features we have in our e-learning modules, and how do a principal and a teacher, they can access the application and they can sort out the purposes. So what all areas we would be covering in this presentation, I'll just highlight those. So first of all, I would show you a principal dashboard wherein the principal, they can actually analyze that how the process is going on, and whether the controls are there or not, and they can also see how many classes teachers have assigned, and if they wish to get into any of the class, they can directly log in from the dashboard itself. Then second portion which we would be covering would be the online classes integration. Now how the teacher, they can integrate Google Classes, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom with Edunext tab, because now currently what might be happening, the schools are using Google or Microsoft or Zoom for accessing the classes, for arranging the classes for the students. But at later stage, if you want to know like these all are the corporate platforms, be it Zoom or Google or Microsoft. But with the school branding, like if you have an Edunext tab, so with that, we are directly integrating that in our application, and directly from the app only, the students can log in into the class. So whichever platform you're using, you can continue using that, and we will simply integrate that in our application, mobile application. Third section would be content sharing. So how does the teacher share the content, and how as a principal, you can keep a watch, like how many contents has been shared and how many students have gone through the content. Fourth would be my homework and assignment section, wherein I'll show you how the teachers can share homework with the students, and how as a principal you can see that, like how many students have answered the homework. And the last section would be my online assessment quiz section, wherein I'll show you the process, how the teachers are preparing the question papers, objective and subjective questions, and how they are like processing the quiz, and how the students are opting for that quiz. So this entire process I would be sharing with you all. After this, if you have any query or any doubt, those who are using Edunext, they can directly reach out to the respective support team. You can create a ticket, or you can directly speak to them. And otherwise, you can drop in your queries in the chat box, and we will get back to you likewise. So now
I'm so sorry, with their email addresses also, if you're not using Edunext. Yeah, please continue. Sorry.
So I'll share my screen and I'll start with the presentation. So first up, we have an online application, and this is a cloud-based architecture hosted on Amazon. So we can log in using portal, and we can also use the mobile app for logging in. Now, once you will log in as a principal or as a teacher, you'll get this screen, and here we are talking about e-learning module. So first of all, we can click on this. And first up, as a principal, you can get a dashboard like this. Now, all the things which we have in the dashboard, a principal, what they can see, how many classes and subjects you are having in the school, how many online classes are scheduled for today. So in these sections, we have online classes, live eConnects, how many live eConnects are going on. So live eConnects is basically the online classes which the teachers have scheduled. So I can see that there are 5 to 6 online classes going on, and which is the teacher who has scheduled the class, and how many students have joined. So if for observation, if as a principal you want to join the class, you can click on this join button, and you can also join the class from here. Okay. So be any platform what the teachers have used, we can just click on join button, and we can enter into the class for observation. Now, scrolling down, even not only this, With this, we can also see the upcoming meetings, what the teachers have scheduled, and how many meetings the teachers have conducted in the past. So we can see that as well. Scrolling down, we have the resource option. So as a principal, I can see how many videos, audios, PPTs teachers have shared class-wise, and you can get the numbers from here. Then third option, what the principal would get is the question details, how many questions the teachers have created, difficulty level wise, and today how many quizzes are there. So we have 6 quizzes scheduled for today. These many students, and this is the status of that, whether it's in process, whether it's started, whether it's not started, and whether the results are published, how many students are present and how many students are absent. So even you can get a complete picture of the quiz assessment from here. So this is not only about the live quizzes, we can get the upcoming quiz, we can get the results of the past quizzes as well, which I have conducted and at what time I have conducted and what was the status of that. So as a principal, you will have a complete access of online classes, contents and quiz from this dashboard. You can just click and you can see the details, and you can also join the class by clicking on join button. So this is what a principal can see just for control purpose. They can have a complete analysis of the quiz. Now I will start with the online. That covers my first process, which was the principal dashboard. Now second is, how do we conduct the online classes? So for that, we have given an option of eConnect. Now the best part in this application is everywhere we have given a home screen search. So you do not have to remember the navigation. If you want to go to any menu, just simply you can search for that. Let's say I want to go to eConnect. I can click on eConnect and straight away I'll come onto that form from where we can schedule the classes. Now here we have given 3 options. Either you can add with Google Meet, add with Microsoft Teams, or add with Zoom. So the moment we will create a class, and through APIs, we have done a direct integration. So a single sign-on with Google and Microsoft is given. Let's say the school is currently using Google Meet. You want to continue using that only, but you want to share the link on the EduNext platform or on the school app platform. So simply I'll click on add with Google Meet. From here, as a teacher, I can select my class, I can select my section, and I can schedule the meeting. So as a teacher, I'll get permission of my classes only, my sections only, my subjects only. Simply, I have to select the date and the time. So I'm not creating any link. It is already integrated. I'm selecting the date and time. I'm clicking on save. So this would create my meeting link. Now what would happen? The moment I have created this, automatically a meeting would be scheduled, and students on their mobile application, they will get a notification to join the meeting, and teacher will also get a notification like this, start button to start the meeting. Now when we talk about security parameters, we are not sharing any link with the students using this platform. We are only showing them a start and join button. So many of the time it has been observed that many of the students, they copy the link, they share it with their friends. But if you are using Google and Microsoft direct integration, students will get this start button. They will click on start, they will start the meeting, okay? And those who are a part of that section, they can only join the class directly. So if as a teacher, I'm having 50 students in the class, 50 students will join the class automatically. And if anyone is trying to approach the class outside the class, like if as a student I've shared that link with any of my friends, so they will be there in the waiting room. Now what I have done, I've created a class as a teacher. I'm getting this start link over here. Now parallelly, I will show you the student login. Now this is the student login. A student, the moment they get into the login, they will get a daily alert like this. Like whatever new thing has come into their portal, be it an assignment, be it an online class, be it, I can see these many online classes are scheduled for today. So students can simply click on this. They will be routed to a page wherein they can see all the online classes. So what I can see, there were 3 classes on 8th of May in the morning hours, and remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 classes are currently going on at this point of time. So if I want to join as a student, I'll simply click on start button and I'll join the meeting from here. Okay. So as simple as that, the students will get the notification on, and from app also, they will get the notification. They can hit the start button and they can join the meeting.
Shubhankar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, some of the questions I was reading in the chat box. So this is the answer for the questions that the join button link is coming for the students, and for the students who are, for example, there might be situations when a particular child has not paid, he is a defaulter, and you have blocked the view access, but somehow he gets the link. But if the particular child is trying to join that particular class, they will be in the they will not be able to join directly. They will be waiting in the waiting room. So some of the queries are same, that they can join directly or not. So we are taking care of that particular part, whether particular student from outside school cannot join, and also the student who is a defaulter, they can also not join. So we have taken care of that. Yes, please continue. Thank
Shall I
you.
continue? Okay. So this is what, as a teacher, if I have scheduled a class, automatic notification will go to the students, and that too only to those students who are there in that particular class. They can click on the start button, they can join the meeting. Now what would happen? The teacher from where they have scheduled the class, they will get a notification like this. Like in English, I have created a class, I can hit on this yellow button and I can see that how many students have joined and at what time they have joined. So automatically attendance of the class, the online class will be auto captured, and you can see that this student has joined at this time. So completely we can generate the report of this as well. Like if you want to see the attendance report, how many students have joined, at what time they have joined. So that also can be generated. Now, as a teacher, as a principal, if I wish to generate the report of my eConnect class, so I can go to this option, eConnect attendance report. The process is simple. I can select my class section. In my login, I'll get to see only my classes. So I can select the class, I can select the date, and I have PDF and Excel report option. So we can generate a report like this. Like today, these many lectures have happened on 8th of May for English. These many students were absent, and this child was present in all 4 lectures. So we can automatically generate the attendance of this particular class. Okay. So this will cover my second option, which is the online class. How do a teacher schedule a class and how does a student solve it? Okay. Now the third step is how we can share the contents with the student. So for that, I'll go back to the home screen. Now we will come back to e-learning module. In e-learning module, we have given a section of e-content. So we have this e-content section. Now, as a teacher, we can upload the content from here. As a principal, you can see what the teachers have uploaded and how many students have seen it, how many have not. So let's say as a teacher, I'm getting these many classes. So I can just select a particular class. Let's say I've selected Prep English. So in English, I can have all my subjects, and then as a user, we can upload the videos, we can upload the documents, we can upload the web content, we can upload the audio file from here. So the teachers, they can upload it using add button. And as a principal, if you can come over here, you have this green and red button. So you can click on this green button and you can see how many students have viewed the resource. So I can see that this video has been seen by this child at this time and this date. So not only we can see how many have seen it, we also have a red button wherein I can see how many students are there who have yet not seen this particular link. So even we have a controlling option over here. As a user, as a teacher, if I'm sharing any resource, I can also speak to those students that why you have not viewed the resource. So any video if we are sharing, any document, any web content, so that can be controlled using this. Now, as a student, I'll come back to the student ID, from where the students, they can see the resources. So we have one option of e-learning. The students, they can click on this e-learning option. They can see the homework, online classes, and then they can see the latest resources uploaded by the teacher. they can see their subjects, they can click onto this, and they can view the videos, PDFs, all using the particular subject. So if I've clicked on English, there are 4 videos in this. I can click on this video and I can play it in this. Now, one more thing, if you are uploading the video as a teacher, you can use YouTube for uploading the video, or you can, if you have any video on the drive, you can link it from the drive as well. When the students are viewing it, they will play it in this screen. So I'm playing the video in this screen. I can play, I can maximize, I can minimize. And this way the students, they can view the video in this particular section. So they are not directly routing to YouTube. They are playing it in this particular section only. If I talk about document, so they can click, they can download the document. And the moment they will view the video or they will download the document, teacher gets notified in their particular ID that these all are the students who have viewed it and these all are the students who have not viewed it. So this is how we can upload the resources, contents, videos, documents, web content. And one more thing I would like to tell you, whenever we are uploading a content, we can not only upload it, but we can also schedule that for a future date. So if let's say today I'm uploading a video and I want that this should be automatically uploaded on 10th, so we can also do the scheduling part from here. Okay. So that completes my third section, which was e-content. So I've shown you how the principal can see the dashboard, how do we conduct the classes using eConnect, and then how do we share the resources using e-content. Now, fourth option is my online assessment option. So for online assessment, in this e-content section only, we have one button of question paper. So we can create all the question bank over here. So first of all, if a teacher wants to schedule a quiz, there are 3 simple steps. They have to first of all create a question bank. I can add on all my subjective and objective questions from here. And while adding the question, we have different tools. Like I can use multiple languages for creating the question. I can even use mathematical equations for creating a question, any mathematical sign I want to include, any chemistry equations I want to include. And for objective question, we can give in the answers and we can tick on to the right answer. So we can also predefine the answer sheet over here. The moment the students opt for the objective question, the quiz result would be, the analysis would be done and the quiz result would be generated. Okay. So first up, we have to create all the questions over here. Now, second step in online quiz is creation of a question paper. So how do we create a question paper? I can click on add question paper and simply we are giving you a facility by which, like we create a manual paper, we select that from these many chapters, I need these many objective and these many subjective questions. So automatically my question banks are there. I can just select that I need 2 objective and 3 subjective questions from these chapters. Automatically system will do that selection of the questions over here. 2 subjective and 3 objective questions are selected. We can create the question paper, and once I've created this question paper, I can even take a printout of this question paper in a PDF format. So like this, with header, with logo, I can, if you want to ask the teachers to take a printout, so even this kind of question paper can be generated from the system. Now my questions are added, my question paper is created. Now my third step is creation of a quiz. So I can conduct an online quiz, like this is an online quiz which we have defined. We can click on add quiz. We can just define the quiz details over here. Let's say I want to conduct a quiz. I'll click on test quiz 3. I want to have this quiz on 8th of May. I can define the timing over here. Let's say I want to conduct it from 11:54 to 12:54. 1 hour window I'm giving. Result I'll publish after teacher approval or immediately. So for objective question, we can publish it immediately, but for subjective and objective, we can have to select this after teacher approval. I can select my class. I can select my section. I'll select the subject. So let's say I've selected English. Automatically in English, whatever question papers I have created, that will come. We can define the duration 20 minutes. So what we are defining, that I'm giving a window of 1 hour, 11:54 to 12:54, 60-minute window I'm giving to the entire class. And for every student, individual timing would be 20 minutes. So we have this concept of duration and time slot. So you can use, because in many of the cases, what we observe, many of the schools, they have parents wherein they have one mobile phone and there are 2 or 3 students who have to take the online class. So we cannot limit them as per the timing. We have to give a flexible timing to them. So we can define a window over here and we can give in the durations like this. Then one more setting, we have the shuffling option of the questions and we have the attachment for the students. So if let's say I've created a question paper wherein there are 20 questions, and I want that for every student, automatically system should create a different set of question paper, just to ensure that cheatings are not happening in online tests. We can shuffle the question for each and every student. And then we have the attachment option. So even once the students are opting for the subjective question, they have an option that they can write down the answer on a copy, they can take a photograph and they can upload it as an attachment over here. So I've done that. Now I'll just try and save this. Okay. So now my test is created, my quiz is created, and a link will get floated to the students on their student portal. Now this is the teacher's part. How do they create the quiz? Now quickly I'll come to the student's ID. In a student's ID, they have this quiz option at the last. So I can click on this quiz. Now as a student, I can see that I have 2 quizzes, quiz 2, quiz 3. Quiz 2 has started at 11, it will end at 12. So I have a start quiz button coming. Quiz 2 will start at 11:56, but it is 11:55, so I'm not getting the start quiz button. So this quiz will only start when the start time commences. Now I'll click on the first quiz, start quiz. Now this way my timer will start. So now I can see I'm only having this 4 minutes of time left because it is already 11:56 and the timing was given till 12 o'clock. So I'll quickly answer the quiz for objective. I'll go to the next question. For subjective, I have this test option. I can give in the answer over here. I can write the answer. Or else, if I want to upload any attachment, like I've written this answer on my copy. I want to just take a photograph and I want to upload it. So I can choose the file from here and I can upload it like this. Then I can go to the next one. Similarly, I have this question. I can select the answer. I'll go to the next one. I have this, even images we can upload. So I can just upload an image for the primary classes and I can ask them, what is this? So that's a sunflower. I'll click on next. I have this subjective. I'll just give the test answer. I'm not uploading any attachment and I'm saving it. And then we are clicking on finish test. Okay. Now, before I could finally submit the test, system will ask me that still you have this much time left, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Do you want to review the questions which you have attempted or do you want to attempt the unattempted ones? So I can again click on this and I can review the questions, or else I will say I have reviewed, attempted as per my best ability and I would like to submit my answers for evaluation. So like this, we can submit. Quiz is submit successfully. I can also see as a student when I have started, when I have ended, what was the submission time and how much time I have taken to solve this quiz. So this is the complete summary from the student's end when they submit the quiz.
Shubhankar, can you repeat that particular duration point? Actually, some of the people have missed it. I guess it might be the network. So you can just.
I'll do one thing, sir. I have created 2 quizzes, so I'll opt the other quiz and I'll show you the duration.
Yeah, and bit.
Now again we have this
slow.
quiz option.
Yep.
Again we have this quiz option. I can click on this start quiz. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions over here. Remaining time is 20 minutes. So timer will start the moment I'll hit the start button. I can give in the answer. I can click on next. I have this next question. I can select. I can click on next. Even at any point of time, if you do not want to answer this question, you can click on the next question and you can go to the next question as well. So I have seen question number 3, question number 4. I want to go to question number 5. Okay. So I can see the questions, then I can return back to question number 3. I can see there's an image. What is this? So it is a sunflower. I'll click on next. Now there are 2 subjective questions. So question number 4, what is a rhyme? Let's say I've given my answer over here. I'm just writing test answer and I've clicked on save. Now for question number 5, what is a tense? I'm not writing anything over here. I have written it on my copy, on my paper, and I have selected the file. I've just taken a photograph and uploaded it from here. So even that attachment option is there. I can click on save. Then system will show me that yes, attachment has been uploaded, and then I can finish the test like this. Now this was the duration part, what I was trying to explain. The moment a student will submit the quiz, it will show that still you are having this much time left. Do you want to finally submit it, or do you want to review the questions which you have already done? So I can say that, let's say I want to review the 5 questions which I have attempted. I can click on this. Question number 1, I have given this answer. Question number 2, I have given this answer. Question number 3, I have given this answer. So even if I want to change the answer, I can change it, or else I can leave that question. Question number 4, I have given this answer. Question number 5, I have given this answer. Okay. So I've seen this, I've reviewed it. Finally, I'll finish it. I will say I have reviewed and attempted questions as best of my ability. I would like to submit my answers for evaluation. So I'll submit my answers for evaluation like this. Okay. Now, the moment I'll submit, system will give me an analysis as a student that I have started at this time, I have ended at this time. Total time I have taken 2 minutes 24 seconds. Okay. So this is the complete analysis of the quiz. Now I'll come back to the teacher ID. In this teacher ID, now my test quiz 2 is in progress, which I have attempted. So I'll click on to the student information. So whenever teacher will create that quiz, they will have the student detail. They can see now this is the evaluation part. If students have given their quiz, they have attempted the quiz. Now the teachers, they want to evaluate the question paper. So teachers can see that this child has completed the quiz. They have started at this time, they have ended at this time, they have taken 1 minute, and automatically they have got 15 marks out of 25 because the objective was auto calculated. The objective questions were auto calculated. Now, how do I check the remaining ones? I'll click onto the student name. I can see the answer sheet over here. So what is a rhyme? A student has given this answer. I can from here evaluate whether it's a wrong answer, right answer, or partially correct. So I'll say it's a partially correct answer. And I'm giving, let's say 2.5 marks out of 5. Over here on this plus sign, I can give in my remarks as a teacher. So I'll say it is checked and I'll save this. I'll scroll down. Now for question number 2, they have given an answer over here and they have uploaded an attachment as well. So now the best part, the best USP of this software, we can also do the annotation in the uploaded images. So let's say as a teacher, I want to annotate it. I want to encircle anything. I want to underline anything. So that annotations we can do, and then we can upload the annotated images for the student. So from here, we can upload the image. We can give in the answer, partial answer, or wrong answer, right answer, whatever is that. We will give the marks over here. We can give in the remarks as a teacher. And then I can click on save. So this way, question number 2 is corrected by the teachers. Then I can see objectives are auto-calculated. And then we have the checking option for the entire paper. So this way I have checked as a teacher, and I can see that out of 25, 20 marks is there, which we can send as an SMS to the parent. We can publish onto their portal, or we can copy this marks to the exam module. This is again one important integration. Now, let's say if you want to conduct your periodic test online, or if you want to conduct your half yearly examinations online, so you can conduct those examinations, and if directly we can copy the marks to the exam module. So again, if you have done the checking, again mark entry in exam module would not be required. Automatically those marks will float into my exam module. Like, okay, so this is about my quiz section, wherein we can create the quiz, we can upload the quiz, and once I have corrected quiz for all the students, we can even generate analytics like this, graphical analytics. Like we can see how many students have appeared, how many have passed, how many were absent. And then I can see question wise analysis, like question number 1, this has given partially right answer. There's one child for question number 2 who has given right answer. So I can tick onto this number and I can see the names of the students as well. So I've seen that one child has given the right answer. I can get their name over here. So this way we can do the analysis question wise. We can do the analysis student wise like this. Clear? So this completes my 4th process, which was online quiz. So we have covered online classes, online quiz, online content sharing, and my principal dashboard. Last option which we have in the e-learning module is homework and assignment. So for that, I'll just search for homework assignment over here. Now, this is again as a principal, you can see how many homework the teachers have given. The moment teacher will give a homework, that will go to the student login, and students can get an access to the homework from here, from the homework page, and they can see that teacher has given in English subject, teacher has given this test homework. This is the attachment, so they can click, they can download it. Best part is that students can submit the homework from here. So if I have written my homework, I want to submit it using the application, I can just write it on a paper. I can take a photograph and I can upload the attachment from here. So like we did in subjective answer, students can upload the attachment and they can save it. Homework saved successfully. In teacher ID, they can see the student details over here. So I can click on the student information and I can see that total of 38 students are there in the class, who all have seen the homework, who all have submitted the homework, and at what date and time they have done that, and whether the copy is checked or not. So if I want to check the copy, I can click onto the student name. I can see the attachment, what they have uploaded. I can click, and then again, as I've told you, we can do the annotation part. I can annotate the image, I can share it with the student, and we can share our remarks over here, and I can save it. So this way, homework submission can happen along with the evaluation of the homework. And as a principal, you can always come to this particular homework section and you can see that in which particular class, what was the homework given by the teacher, okay? And how many students have solved it and how many have not solved it. So I'll just click on homework assignment as a principal. I can see there are 2 teachers who have given the homework. If I want to get into their class, I can click on the student information and I can see that how many students, there's one child who has submitted it and the rest have not submitted. So this way you can do the evaluation, you can do the controlling, and even if you want, you can export to Excel as well, this particular record. So complete record, who all have given, who all have not given, that would be exported into Excel. So this is a glimpse what we are having in the e-learning module. As a principal, I can get the dashboard. I can see, you can see like how many classes are going on, how much homework is given, how many content has been shared, how many quizzes have happened. And then as a teacher, we can conduct the quiz, online classes and content sharing as per the process which I've shown you. So this is all from my end. Now, I would like to request Our,
Uh,
I would like
yes.
to.
Yeah,
Yes.
please, Shubhankar. Sorry.
So now this is all from the presentation point of view. Now, after this, if you have any questions, like I can see there are many doubts which you have raised in the chat box. So the concerned support team will get back to you regarding that if you are having any doubts in any of the process, and they will elaborate the things to you. As of now, I will
Uh,
request our director, Mr. Ashish Jain, to join this call, and he would like to extend the vote of thanks for you.
Okay, so before vote of thanks, I'll certainly would like to take a few of the queries, because these are some few very frequent questions which are common questions. So I think we can take up that. And before that, I would like to, because there was one question which has come, and one feedback which has come from Mr. Rohit Dua, who is the director of Little Flower Group of Schools. Sir, can you please unmute yourself and come up with your feedback and details? Rohit was sir.
Hello, Ashish sir. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
First, thanks to you for supporting all of us in the difficult time, and all the school are running very easily just because of all the, not because only Edunex. I tell all the software companies, and for us, thanks to Edunex for giving wonderful services in last 1 year especially. जैसी मासी जी से करता था बात, आज हमें कुछ नया चाहिए. लास्ट ईयर फ्रीक्वेंटली डेली हम जूम पे बात करते थे, अभी इतनी बात इस बार नहीं हो पा रही है. तो कुछ भी फीचर हमने नए बोले, हमेशा स्पीड से ऐड करें. सारे ऑनलाइन एग्जाम, ऑनलाइन क्लासेस सब हमने ऑनलाइन लिया है, और अभी आगे इसमें मैं और भी फीचर्स नए काफी शेयर किए हैं सर से कि ऐड करो. एंड आई होप कि सर विल एंड सून, एज अ सजेस्टेड हिम टू ऐड वन. जैसे आपने गूगल मीट का ऐड किया है एसटी के फीचर, आप जूम का भी इसमें ऐड कर दें, तो जूम भी इजिली सब स्कूल कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे. और एक ऑनलाइन एग्जाम थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव हमारा और हो सकता है. जैसे बच्चों का अगर हम उसमें फोटो या कुछ कर लें, सेव कर लें, प्रॉक्टरिंग कर लें, उसमें थोड़ा सर्वर इशू ज्यादा होगा, इंक्रीज होगा. बट जो स्कूल उसको बियर कर सकते हैं, एक एक्स्ट्रा प्लेटफॉर्म उसका ऐड हो जाए, ताकि हम क्लास 9th और 11th का एग्जाम इजिली उसमें हो पाए. तो ये रिक्वेस्ट थी. आई होप यू विल ऐड सून. बाकी सिस्टम अच्छा चल रहा है. थैंक्स टू यू वंस अगेन.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your feedback. And sir, a couple of things I would like to add here. One is that I'm really thankful to few of the even many of our patrons and school guides like you, sir. So who have actually not only demanded for the many of the features, but also guided us, because for us it was the first time we were trying to understand that how e-learning and how the classes which were running offline, how they can be converted into online platform. So with the feedback and with kind of the guidance which we have received from you people, that has been phenomenal. And I'm sure that most of our schools, they must have participated into that our IT Guru Awards, which we did last year, and the next season for the same is coming very soon. Because we actually feel and we believe that during this pandemic and these challenging times, the IT teachers and the people, they are actually the education warriors, and they have converted this offline education to the online one. So my sincere thanks to everyone. And one thing which, as I've mentioned, that proctoring stuff, so we people are doing a lot of researches around it, and I believe that by the time we are ready, or we are looking for online assessments, maybe till the time of half yearly examination in August or September, we should be ready with our proctoring stuff, because we are analyzing whatever tools or whatever technologies available worldwide. So we believe that whatever is available, be it into entrance examinations, what is available for internal HR stuff and testing. So wherever we are trying to find any of technology with the least technology dependence when it's come to the hardware stuff. So be it the easiest, the smallest of the phone, basic of the laptop, it should support. So it is not only that we should come up with the high-end kind of stuff which can be the wow factor, which is good to showcase, but you want something which is user friendly and which can be used everywhere and every student. So even many of the people asked for that recording of the webinar. So we are recording this on YouTube, and we are going to share with everyone who has joined here. So we are going to do that. There are a couple of things. Even there was one very interesting feature which was required by one of the school. That is one school in Motihari. I'll be even most of the people must be knowing that, okay, yes, only the A cities or metro cities are exploiting this all e-content, e-connect, or online classes. But you'll be happy to know that a city like Motihari, which is near to Patna, I think it is 1.5 hours from Patna. So even Mr. Swarnim, he is here, I think, in the webinar. Swarnim sir, are you around? If you can unmute yourself, sir, if you are around. Swarnim sir from JPS Motihari. So even he was having a couple of queries which he has mentioned just now. One was that once we block the student, and the school has already given username and password of their G Suite account or maybe Microsoft Team account to the student, and the student has not paid the fees. So we are not only interested in blocking or their ERP access or Edunex access, we are looking for even blocking their that particular login as well, so that even if he has or she has that meeting link,
Hello.
he or she should not be. Sir, sorry sir, please. Sir, can you just explain your queries, because I was mentioning here in Motihari, even the school like JPS, they are doing Jeevan Public School is doing phenomenal job, and even taking technology to the remotest of the place of India. So you people are doing a great job, and even the kind of queries which you're having there, something which are very, very practical. So we are sharing that. So can you sir just mention your queries and your feedback so far, sir? Swarnim sir, over to you.
Thank you, Ashish sir. Am I audible there?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, so many thanks to you and your team for providing such a wonderful services. Actually, we are utilizing the maximum services you are giving our the platform from last year itself, and e-content online examinations, conducting classes for the students were really helpful in this pandemic situation, where now the things are new normal to the students in my campus and the teachers. So they are conducting the classes in a thorough way. I had some enhancement requests which I have already mentioned in the chat box. So I think team will come with the solution. And even my teacher team and all the ITS staffs, I mean, they are enjoying the services you are providing. So a bunch of thanks to you and your team.
We are looking forward for more such inputs, because we are not the people who actually driving these developments. Actually, you are the users who are actually giving the inputs, and we are trying our level best to incorporate those changes and the features in the application, so that most of our clients and the schools and the users and the students, they can be benefited out of your inputs and your suggestions, which can make it more user friendly and more dependable solution. And one more thing, I would like to discuss here only, because I should be very candid about it. So in this month, if I talk about till 8th, so our servers have gone down for a couple of minutes, and believe me, we are working day and night to streamline that. It is as good as that, even if you put and you'll be happy to know that as of now, we are consuming around 8 times of our resources as we used to use pre-pandemic. So we have upgraded our servers and our resources 8 times of what we were using earlier. And even then, because most of the schools start at 8:30 or at 9 or at a particular time, so the surge is so huge. So many times you find that it is working slow. So my sincere regrets for that. Even we are talking to Amazon team, we are talking to all the technical people, but we couldn't find any very stable or genuine reason around it that how we can do it. But yes, we are putting more and more resources to it. So once it is and if it's possible for you to spread your examination throughout the day, that will be even easier thing, instead of scheduling all the examination at a single time. So for example, if you're scheduling for whole of the school at 9 a.m., so believe me, like, and all the schools here, like as of now I can see more than 500 participants here, and more than 600 schools to whom we are catering to right now. So if all the schools starts using the same time and slot for examination and everything, so servers are going to be slower. So I request you people that you spread your examination throughout the day. So you can start from 8:30, some another for 9, another for 9:15 or something. And even if you can make it odd times, instead of round figures like 9, 9:30 or 10, so instead of 9 can be 9:15. So believe me, you will be even having more comfortable access. So that are few things, so I would like to share with you. And I really thank from bottom of my heart to see you and to be along with us during this tough times. And you have been phenomenal support to not only to me, to all the edunexians, and the kind of support, kind of love and care we receive from you people, that is amazing. So we are really indebted to you that you have been around. And I'm so happy that so many people are even these days or before that, most of people were concerned about the health of the company, not only the company, even individual people. So everybody was knowing what is going on everybody's personal life or Edunexian's life. So that is something very encouraging for us, and we really appreciate, and we look forward for your continued patronage. And thank you all. And whatever questions if you have, and we have the backup of all these chats, so we are going to take that in details. And even because many of the requests have come for individual training, and having again one refresher trainings or orientation, so that we are going to take up. So team is there for you. And these days we can say we are working 24/7. So I'm sure that that the support team and technical team, they are there for you, and they'll do their best to make your user and our students comfortable. Vineet.
Thank you, Ashish sir, for your kind words and the motivation you have given to all. And as he said that we are looking forward for the new options of exploring, giving the best to the school in terms of technology. We as a company motive as the new innovations, and the innovation in education technology. Over the period of time in these 2 years, a lot of innovations have happened, and we are going to progress it more. And based on that, based on the feedbacks which would be shared by you, so I would request you all to send the feedback of this session and the doubts what you have. The schools which are existing schools, they will be getting the answers by our technical team, the support team, they'll be helping you with the answers. Apart from the people who are not our school, they're not using our software, we'll be mentioning an email ID on the chat box. You can share your session, your questions on that, or you can visit our website. There is a QR code. You can scan that. You can send your queries from there itself, and we will be love to help you. And new things which you would request, if something is helping the school domain, we will definitely try and keep up to that. And thanks a lot. Thank you very much for joining and making our day. Thank you all. Yes, Shubhankar, you want to say something?
Just one thing to add, because many, I was going through the chat box, many of them have requested for sharing the recording of this session with them. So those who all are our clients, they can get in touch with the respective support team. They will share the recorded.
Shubhankar, we will be sharing that on YouTube. YouTube live, we will be sharing the video over there. Right?
And you can get an access from there.
Yes,
thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all. Thanks a lot for joining us. And we are looking forward for more of these sessions in coming future, so that we know our software more and we use it more, so that the feasibility of the software is there, and the type of options which you're getting, the new technology wise, we'll be also sharing the new technology what we are creating, and we'll be looking forward for your feedbacks also. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.